Hey everyone, so I thought on this lovely summer's morning I would talk about growing your online presence and what I've been doing to try and grow that online presence. Now, the first thing that I did was change my YouTube channel name. So originally I had Loops Motorcycle, Out and About with Loops was what I first had. And I don't know, I just thought it was too long and too cheesy. So I just changed it to basically Loops. Now, that's the branding that I guess I'm going with. Now, I guess first off that, I'm not hiding. My real name's Paul. I live in Geelong. I look like this. There's no hiding behind a name as such. It's an old gamer tag, or a shortened version of an old gamer tag. So, I'm just using it because it's just, what I've always used online, I guess. So, from there, I made a lovely little logo and set about growing that brand. So the Facebook page was also renamed. I couldn't get just Loops for some reason, so it's Loops Motorcycle Adventures. Various other social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, are all kind of variants of that. I think off the top of my head, I think Instagram's Loops AU for Australia. Where I can, where the name's gone, I just use the country code. That way people kind of know where you're from. So yeah, I use the country code where I can't get my names. Sometimes it's Loops_AU. For instance, on Xbox, it's PlayStation, it's Loops_. So, it's always a fairly close variant of it. Now, from there, I guess I looked at, I got stickers made. They're just, I don't know. Stickers are just for me, more or less. From there, I looked at growing the channel. Now, the one thing that you will always find whenever someone's talking about growing your channel is content. Now, they say content is king. Now, okay, I do agree with that, but what happens when you have good content and you're still 0 views, 0 subscribers, or very low subscriber numbers, very low? There's an eagle, or a hawk actually, we're in Australia. Very low view counts. Obviously, content isn't going to get you there. You've got to get started. So there's a couple of basic things that I did to get that initial kick. First thing was to simply ask friends. So, I spammed my Facebook page, I put links up, and that got a small, seeing them creeping, small amount of views. Now the problem with that is that I'm in my 40s, so a lot of my friends are around that age, and they're not the sharing type. I guess if I was in my 20s and I was of the like generation, where it's like and share everything, that probably would have helped more. So the next step from that was be more active. So I'm active in a couple of forums. You can check my forums video to see which ones I'm active in. And I also stay relatively active on YouTube. So I make sure that if someone comments on my video, they get a response. Now, at the moment, that's easy because I don't get many comments. I'd like to think that in the future I'll get more comments and maybe get to the point where I feel like I'm having conversations with people. I also have got a little more active in commenting on other people's videos. Now, I make the point of only commenting on people that I feel I have some sort of connection with. I do drop the odd comment on some of the larger channels, but it's very rare. It's normally the guys that are about my kind of size and struggling and try to make a go of it, because I think if we get that little community together of like-minded people, it does make things seem a little less daunting. Now, the other big thing that I did try was some paid advertising. Now, I I've now had 2 goes at Facebook advertising, and I'm going to come right off the back and say, save your money. It is a complete and utter waste to do any form of Facebook boosting, advertising, promoting, whatever you want to say. I've now tried 2 ways. I've tried boosting a post, which was a video post, and I've also tried promoting the page. Now, promoting the page did pick me up a couple of subscribers, but you know, really I didn't see much from it. And the other thing it's very difficult to find out what your results are from Facebook. I just found that you know, I couldn't just click on something and go, okay, we put up this many ads that had this many clicks. It all seemed a little cloak and dagger. The other thing I did was Google AdWords, was YouTube promotion. Now, I did find that quite successful. I promoted 2 videos. One was my channel trailer. The other one was just my latest motor vlog at that stage, which was one about cancer. Now, what I found was that instantly, when the advertising kicked in, views skyrocketed. And when I say skyrocketed, I mean skyrocketed. I'll show you the graph and you can see exactly when it kicked in. Now, the downside is that it can be quite expensive. Look, I put in $50. 50 bucks lasted me 2 weeks. Now, after the first few days of it chewing through a large portion of that 50 bucks, I decided to be a little more selective with the times that I did the advertising. So previously I was just trying to advertise for the whole day. I then cut down to the evening when most people should be kicking back, relaxing, watching a bit of YouTube, and extended that evening period slightly on Saturday and Sunday and Friday night. So I found that once I did that the money went a lot further. Now, interestingly, I found that you know, I had a video which had around 100 views, which has now got over 2,000. So it did work. However, I only gained, I think, 3 subscribers during that period. And I don't know if that was as a result of the advertising. So again, it gets back to that, can I, you know, say, this did this? And no, I can't. What I can say is, though, that 50 bucks got me a lot more views than no bucks. So in that respect, it was definitely worth it. You can drive in your own lane. So that was my YouTube advertising, or my advertising in general. I may do it again at some stage, because I do feel that there is a use there. What I am seeing is more consistent views now. So where it used to be that I'd drop a video, okay, you get a little spike, and then drop off to, you know, 3 or 4 views in a 24-hour period, and now seem to be sticking at around that 20 views for a 24-hour period. So I guess that means that the things are probably appearing a little more often in search, and people are finding things a bit. Also got to remember that the amount of content I have is increasing at this time. Naturally, as I put more videos up, there's more content, there's more to search, it's more likely that it gets found. So, you know, that's working. The other thing is that I'm promoting myself more and more on other social media platforms. So I've taken a liking to Instagram. I find that kind of easy to use, you know, because I can just pull my phone out, snap a photo, upload it. What I am struggling with there is hashtags. I probably haven't still got the right mix of what ones you should and shouldn't use when you're doing all that stuff. What's going on here? So that's something I've got to get used to a little more, and that's just a time thing. You know, I find naturally there are some hashtags that as soon as you click on them, they pop up all sorts of things. So, come on, cars. Fucking cars. Look at that. Now, probably the last thing that I'm going through, and it's something I've just started, and I'm probably realising that it was something that I missed out on at the start, was thumbnails. Now, you've got to remember that, just think of your own YouTube user experience. So, if you search for cats, it's going to come up with thousands of videos. What your brain is going to do is it's going to look more than likely quickly at the little picture first, then read the description. Now, if that little picture engages you in some way, like you go, oh, that looks interesting, you're more likely to read the description. Now, you do this without thinking about it. You just, subconscious mind and all that sort of shit. So, I had a period there where I put zero effort into my thumbnails. They were tended to just be a screenshot of something. Now, at one point, I don't know, I think it was when I made the logo, I thought, I can do Photoshop. I'll just make something that looks a little better. So I did that, and I did find that video did get, not a lot more, but just a few more views. So there was definitely something there. I can't be bothered going through that. Now, interestingly, I did find a little tutorial on making thumbnails, which picked up on something that I hadn't really thought about, and that was the saturation rate and colours and that sort of thing. So my last couple, I've played around with that, so I'll be interested to see if I see any results. And what I'm also going to do is I'm also going to go back and redo a couple of my older ones where I felt that the video was decent but didn't really get the response that I thought it was worth. So that's probably my next experiment, I guess, is to give that a go. Now, if you're no good at Photoshop, there's a few websites, apps that you can use to create your own thumbnails, or seeing you're on YouTube, just type in the search bar, create video thumbnail, and it'll probably show you how to do it, because that's how YouTube works. So my next step from here is basically just stick at what I'm doing. Now, the thing I struggle with the most is actually making good content or engaging content. So, but that's something that's going to come with time, and I know I'll get there. I know at some stage I will do something that people will like, and whether I continue to do that or not is neither here nor there, because my number one tip that I can give is that if you are making videos, make them 100% for yourself. Don't even think about, if I do this, I'm going to get millions of views, because what people view on YouTube changes every bloody minute, I'm sure of it. The kids singing in the car was popular for a day, maybe a couple of days.